Welcome back, dear viewers, and you're still watching The Breakfast Show. And in this segment of the program, we will talk about World Press Freedom Day, which falls on May 3rd of each year. And we are delighted to be joined by Mrs. Gehan, Zahran, International Relations Experts, to tell us more about the World Press Freedom Day. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, Mrs. Gehan, let's first start about May 3rd and why it is chosen to mark the World Press Freedom Day.
So let me talk about global narrative, media as a public good.
Okay.
You know, so in international discourse, the information is increasingly viewed as the public good. You know, we are emphasizing that the press freedom is not just a right for journalists, but it's a fundamental right for citizens to receive accurate information.
Yes.
So when we have the key concept of information integrity and the global challenge, which is informatic, what I'm talking now is the speed of milestone that this is part of global health, climate action, and the peace itself. When we talk about what exactly we must remember in the Article 19 of Universal Declaration of Human Rights, is the verdict of these days. It's about the freedom to seek, receive. And what I'm going to say, it does something and impart information through media, regardless for the font raised. In globalized world, these font raised are now digital. And our commitments must be just as borderless. Actually, this is according to what exactly we need to think and, you know, what we're saying about focusing on the Arab Media Code of Ethics global context as well.
Yes, and also if we talk about what are the key responsibilities of media institutions in today's fast-changing information environment.
So I'm just telling you why the ambassador highlighted the Arab Media Code of Ethics. This reflects a global movement toward the professional accountability.
Yes.
Pluralism is vital, but it must be a pluralism of facts. As we see in elections and major global events worldwide,
yes,
you know, the forbidden, or if it is a forbidden of misleading or misleading rumors is a necessary, just a safeguard for the democratic process everywhere in the whole world.
So, Mrs. Gehan, also, what are the key responsibilities of media institutions and the journalists? How can they balance comprehensive expressions with ethical reporting standards?
All right, so if we're going to talk about the ethics itself and the constraints, and there is, if we're going to go the global and framework for the length of international standards,
yes.
So number one is the three-part test under international law. And any restrictions on expressions must be, number one, provided by law, clear and predictable. Number two, legitimate, so it is protecting rights of others or national security.
Yes.
Number three, necessary and proportionate. You know, this is the least restrictive way to achieve the goal. So we have like global freedom of opinion is never absolute vacuum, you know. It exists while the framework of social responsibility, international standards such as the ICCRB.
Yes.
Acknowledge that the right comes from the duties. The goal is to ensure that the vital national interests are protected without compromising the core mission of an independent press.
Also, how has digital technology reshaped the media landscape and press freedom?
Exactly. You know that we are in the age of AI.
Yes.
Okay. So we have to just to be sure about this site of the UN and UNESCO actually referring to the 1993, the General Assembly resolution shows you deep gap in such a history. External affairs and focus on the three pillars, depending on all of that, we have to take care about what's going on in digital transformation and the AI and misleading things. So always there is an official site, an official background, an official reference to the audience to look back. So, and this is the mission of the government, any government in the whole world.
Yes.
They should profile all the time a reference for the ministries. Only citizens can look at this reference because this is the only secure and protected one.
And also, what are the risks and opportunities associated with social media platforms for journalism?
You know, that because of the Swiss have involved, we have moved, you know, from physical concepts to algorithms, concepts, and digital transformation and markets. And we need this day actually to realign our global standards with the technology of today.
And how can institutions encourage constructive dialogue while maintaining their national interests?
So, you know, as you mentioned, this is the biggest threat in the media today. So, erosion of trust. When the line between opinion and fact is blurred, okay, the media loses its power to enlighten. Our global priority must be restoring that trust through transparency and ethical AI integration.
Yes. And how can
And this should be proved in somehow. You know, there is a law, there is an ethics, there is so many things that the government already is doing just to, you know, to avoid this as much as they can.
So also, how can future generations of journalists be better prepared for emerging challenges?
Education. You know, we have to include this in the schools.
Yes.
We have to put especially modules, sessions for that, to give them aware what will happen when they face the media by themselves, when they just be open to the world.
Yes.
Should be in the early years in education. Believe me, when you educate the students from the early years, how are they going to have the law? How are they going to standard? How are they going to, you know, even criticize in a very centralized way? They will be ready for the market later on when they go. So education is the core.
Also, can you tell us more about the importance of the Arab Media Code of Ethics, which regarding the consolidation of pluralism and the freedom of opinions and the prohibition of spreading misleading rumors, particularly during times of wars and elections?
So, you know, this is, you know, the Code of Ethics is our professional North Star.
Yes.
It is ensure that we move towards a highly digitalized society. Our journalists remain guardians of the truth. It's about pluralism without, you know, polarization. We want the media environment that reflects many voices, but speaks one language of professional integrity. This is what actually we need, you know. When I just talking about, you know, changing in the media landscape, for example, in the UAE, we're talking about the experience, my own experience here. And AI is a double-edged sword.
Yes.
It can empower journalists with incredible data, but it can also be used to create deep fake narratives. So this is why reliable media is more important than ever. We are investing in futures where AI supports fact-checking and transparency, ensuring that, for example, as I'm going to say, UAE remains a safe harbor of an accurate information. So this is the integration between the AI and really the media, and we have to keep on. The government should be aware, professional development in all the people who's really working in all the sectors. They should be aware of this level.
Yes.
To be able to, criticize, to be able just to know a journalist of the future, the global corporation. So this is actually what really should be done, and maybe also the international organization can help in that.
And in your opinions, what are the challenges that face journalists in their work today?
Actually, this is what I'm just mentioned, that the,
yes.
The international organizations should help in supporting this by what? By standardizing the protection of media professionals and ensuring that digital platforms are held to the same ethical standards as a traditional newsroom. This is actually, it's going to be a very great help.
Yes.
For any international organizations can help in that. As a government, let's talk about Egypt, though there is lots of supported international organizations can help in this area as well. And then, mashallah, it is already progressing, and we have a very professional people in the media from all over, all over the world. They are Egyptians. And we are the pioneers in that.
Yeah.
Along more than any other country. So we have the professional, we have the qualifications, we have everything can support this in a very professional way, in the future way.
Yes. So also, Mrs. Gehan, if we talk about social media and its great impact on people nowadays, what is your advice to people when they start reading news and taking information from the social media?
This shouldn't be done. As I said, the awareness all the time should be our way to educate our generation for not taking any information from the social media which is not authorized. Okay, so we have to, regardless whatever we see, because everything now, bloggers, social media, they're not actually something that we can depend on.
Yes.
And I'm expecting also, and this is something I saw in so many countries, especially in Egypt and UAE and all the Arab countries, that they have now a law against who is not authorized to see any or to promote any information through the social media.
Yes.
And that should be a global law. No one in the whole world can have the right to tell any information on the social media on his account unless that he is authorized. This is what we have to make it a standardized law. Show it awareness and start with an ethic law for our generation. Yes. Starting with the government as a standard, and then we can be awareness for our generation will never listen to something which is not having a huge and authorized reference.
Yes, I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank you, Mrs. Gehan Zahran, international relations expert. Thank you for being with us today. And by that, we come to the end of today's edition of The Breakfast Show. Thank you for watching.